with some thrilling guests, as has already been introduced. I think the format of today, we will introduce the companies and what they do very briefly for about 5 minutes, and then we'll start looking at some different sections, so demographics of the online traveler. We'll look at their marketing techniques, how they're reaching out to both the consumers and the businesses, and finally we'll look at the technology underlying it. So if I could ask Tariq to start with ClearTrip, give us a quick 5 minutes about your company.
I just wanted to spend just a few minutes in terms of just giving you a quick brief on what ClearTrip is all about. We are an online travel company that launched in 2006 in India, and very early on we realized the importance of the technology that is required to run an online travel company, and within a year's time we decided to shift our focus in terms of building our own technology. And over the last 5-6 years that we've been in operations, we have migrated from taking third-party solutions to completely using our own technology platform that we built, right from air, hotels, trains, and the entire back-office CRM system that we use for our customers. And once we built a basic a foundation of how the travel works for us, we started operating out on different platforms and different channels that we started building after that. So we started off with a pure B2C player where consumers would come onto our site, search for travel products, and buy them using the online payment gateway. We stuck always to the pure play model, whereas we did not decide to open any offices anywhere. We decided not to get into the offline mode. We purely focused ourselves in building the online brand out there. And one of the basic principles that we operated on is simplicity, and this is something that people have been talking about, harping about. The simplicity is what everybody talks about, but ClearTrip truly believes in that, and that's been like a religion at ClearTrip. So when you go onto the site, you will see no banners. We don't accept any advertisements on our sites. We keep it a very clean and clutter-free environment for customers to be able to come, search, and book their travel without having any kind of distractions while they're doing that. And that has helped us gain a lot more consumers over the period of time. People have started loving us for our simplicity. People have started responding to our products that we've bought out in the market. And once we created that, we started focusing in terms of content, because in travel, content is very important. And like in Middle East, what's happening right now is that you see a lot of low-cost carriers that have become a very important part of the aviation market. And these guys operate on a different platform altogether. So the traditional way of searching air travel was always using the global distribution systems, where you would be able to get all the full service carriers, which is Emirates, Qatar Airways, Middle Eastern Airlines, etc. But players like Air Arabia, players like Fly Dubai, Jazeera, etc. would not be available on the GDS. And what we did is we started building direct connects with each of these airlines. And today, we are the most comprehensive travel portal possibly across the globe, which has more than 90 low-cost carriers available on the site. And from a Middle Eastern point of view, we have, with the exception of Nas Air and Fly Dubai, which should go live next month, we have all the other low-cost carriers live on the site. And so recently, we launched Bahrain Air and Iraq Airways on our site. So that kind of started focusing in terms of the air content. On the hotel content, we started building our own hotel contracting model, and we built our own tool called the ClearTrip Hotel Merchant Model, which allowed us to directly contract with hotels and get rates from them to be able to get those special rates across to our consumers. And once we focused on getting the content right and the platform was right, we started building tools to distribute it in a further manner. And the first tool we launched was something for the corporates, which we call it ClearTrip for Business, which is an online travel tool for corporates to manage their business travel very effectively. Again, a very rule-based, very simple, hierarchy-based structure which allows companies to manage their business travel effectively. We followed that with a travel agency product called Agent Box, which again is a B2B tool which allows travel agents to use the ClearTrip system and fares to get access to the deals that we have. And finally, we launched our mobile product, which is, again, we went with the approach of no apps, no downloads, no drama, just a simple HTML5 site which allows you to use it on any browser, on any phone. And today, ClearTrip Mobile is one of the most awarded travel mobile sites in Asia, and we've recently won many awards for that. So that's what we do, and we are now in the Middle East. We've been operating in the Middle East for the last 1.5 years, and we have 5 sites in Oman, Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, and we plan to launch in Saudi Arabia very soon.
My name is Hani Dahlan. I'm the GM of Dahlan Tours and Travel based in Jordan. We are a travel agency. We work in all aspects of travel from inbound, outbound, and airline tickets and bookings. By 2008, we launched our travelsheikh.com. We launched the B2B side of travelsheikh.com, where we become very, very successful during the past 3 years. Only recently, we started our Travel Sheikh B2C, business to consumer directly. That was last July. And since when we've been in actually a very severe learning curve. This is a huge business. This is an incredible new thing, especially when you embed technology into the travel, as we are travel and we only know travel. We had to buy our own solution, not like ClearTrip. So we just gave the IT technologies, everything to geeks, let's say. And we concentrated on our pure business, which is travel. Travel Sheikh recently have been very popular in the social media and the online environment in the Middle East. We are ranked number 8 in the Facebook social media as number 8 travel regional Facebook page. We do so many campaigns, so many products. We're trying to develop new ways, including iPhone applications, Android, and many other aspects into the online thing. Thank you.
So my name is Eli Diab, and I'm here to represent Hujuzat.com. So as a brief introduction about Hujuzat.com, what it does and what the company is about. First of all, Hujuzat.com is a member of Nakhal Group. Nakhal is a normal travel agent, offline travel agent since 1959, tour operator and DMC. And back in 2006, we realized that the online is rising, and we're already dealing with online hotel suppliers, B2B European companies. So, and in Lebanon, as you all know, there was a war in 2006. So we wanted to do something different and not just to concentrate on the Lebanese market. So we decided to launch something online to be able to sell our services or hotel services and other services online. So, and we had options about like trying to get a solution that's already made or like to develop our own solution. Practically, we could not find what we wanted as on-the-shelf product because we were so complicated and seeking perfection and saying that our model was going to be totally different than whatever is on the market. In 2006, this was true, but now lots of companies are offering very good products. But back then, it was very hard to do it. So we started developing our own product with a company, with Born Interactive, who are like the developers of our product. And after like 1 year, almost 1 year, less than a year, we launched Hujuzat.com. Hujuzat.com is an online hotel provider, as well as we offer transfers and tours worldwide, both B2B and B2C. As the market is mainly the Middle East, all our clients, or most of our clients are located in the Middle East, Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, and Gulf, of course, and other areas. We don't go to Europe, for both B2B and B2C. And then in 2009, we realized that lots of people, lots of companies are asking for our product, for our system, because again, it was a successful system. So in 2009, we made a joint venture between Hujuzat.com, Born Interactive, and Nakhal, and we launched a company called Travel Systems, which is a company that develops and creates online reservation systems for the travel industry. And since then, Travel System is the developer of our product. And mainly we have different type of connectivity with different suppliers, hotels, chains, GDSs, switches, and all kind of connectivities to deliver the best products for our clients for both B2B and B2C.
So just to recap for the audience there, I think what's very interesting about this panel is we have, obviously ClearTrip has come in as a pure play online, and Hujuzat and Travel Sheikh have become born, if you like, out of traditional offline agencies. And then going back to the technology, ClearTrip, you have your own proprietary tech systems, and Travel Sheikh, you outsource. And what's very interesting about your model is that you've created this joint venture with a local regional digital technology provider, Born Interactive. So we'll talk about the benefits of each perhaps later on. Just a quick question for the audience. How many of you booked your own flights here today as opposed to, okay, 1, 2? So, okay, quite a few of you. Anybody actually book the entire flight, made the payment on their mobile? One person, okay, 2? Okay, so not very many. Let's talk a bit about the types of people that are traveling then. Talk to me a bit about the customers, what are the trends, where are people going, and tell me a bit more about, are you trying to capture the already online customer, or are you moving offline travelers onto the online platform? So go ahead, Tariq.
So I think that's a very interesting approach to it. But when you look at having an online brand in the region, your basic thing is first go to where the flow is, which is online. So you start reaching out to people who are already online, so that you're able to reach out to those people in a much more efficient manner, and your ROIs are better in that case out there. And as you start scaling up is when you start looking at where are your other customers and where is it that you can start getting more people onto your site. And that's when you start looking at how are people booking in terms of, what are the impediments that they have while they're booking out there. And we did a research last year which we found that a lot of travel agents in the Middle East still prefer, a lot of customers in the Middle East still, their first stop for travel is the travel agent. And one of the things that we found out was the visibility of ClearTrip was a big issue with people. People didn't know about it. And just last week, we kind of completed a print campaign which focused on acquiring customers from the traditional world who were possibly not aware of ClearTrip, because people who've been in the online space more or less would know about ClearTrip, because we've been very active on the online search, display, etc., channels that are already there in the market.
And where are people, where are the most popular destinations for your travelers?
So fortunately, we started off with UAE as a big market for us, and UAE has a very big Indian expat population. And so we got the benefit of a lot of Indians using our site in the beginning days. We had almost 80% of the people were booking tickets to India, so we had a lot of traffic from UAE to India. And what we did is we started looking at what is the BSP. BSP is the billing and settlement plan data, which basically tells you what is being sold and which destinations are getting sold. We started mapping the mix that we're selling at our end versus the mix that is already there in the market. And based on that, we started doing a little more smarter pricing on our site. And what we've seen now is that the total number of bookings, while they have grown exponentially over the last 1.5 years, we've seen the mix of Indians reducing to around 45%. And we have almost 25 to 30% of the people are Arabs, which are local Arabs of UAE, as well as Arab expats, maybe from Egypt, maybe from other parts of Middle East, who are using our site. We have Indians, which are a very big part of our thing. Then we also have the South Asians and the Southeast Asians.
Okay.
And around 5% are the Western expats who are actually using our site.
Okay, great. Could you continue with some of your customer segmentation?
No, absolutely. I always say that we had to go online. This was a very important thing. A couple or 3 years ago, people, normal travelers, were coming to our, before the 3 years, they were coming to our agencies and considering us as their consultants, as their only sort of information towards any destination they wanted to go to. Later on with time, we started receiving people coming and asking for specific things that they fetched from the internet with its prices ready there, the name of the hotels, the room types, even the flights, the timings, everything was there for them on the internet. The only issue for them was they did not go into the full step of paying online. They wanted to do it through still a travel agent. So they got all the information, they got all the data, and they came to us, to our offices, saying, here you are, please pay it, I'll pay you in cash, do it. So we found out with the time that even those travelers are becoming more educated about destinations and about services than our own staff, actually, than our offline staff, because literally, I mean, no one staff in an offline travel agency can have all the information inside his head. So basically, this gave us, the push to go online. We need to go online in order to cater for these people. At the moment, as I said earlier, we are not selling like the big guys, of course. We just started back in July. We're still doing about 100 transactions a month, which is worth near $50,000 every month. This is not big in terms of online or in terms of travel as a whole. But it's good, and it's giving us the indication that yes, things are happening and people will go online eventually. Luckily, we started early. We consider ourselves early starters, and we're trying to push people more and more to go online, actually, by offering cheaper rates than what we offer in our offline outlets. Definitely, the online atmosphere would be much easier, and the operation part will be much easier, and in even the consulting, the travel consultancy part as on its own. Okay. In regards of destinations, of course, visibility is very important. We started only 6 months ago. We're trying to be visible by all means. Of course, our IT team are handling this stuff. I have no clue about this. I only do travel. So they're trying to make us as visible as possible in all the online atmosphere again, and the social media part. The main destination that we're seeing nowadays is actually Dubai, and this is it's not surprising because on the offline atmosphere we also have Dubai as one of the best sellers.
Practically, like people, it depends when you're talking online. It depends when you're advertising and where you're doing your marketing. When you have an offline travel agent, let's say, people who will book with you are people located next to you, like they can drive maximum for like 30 or 1 hour, and they can go to you and ask you for a hotel reservation. Mm-hmm. Speaking online, like it depends on the market that you're advertising in. Let's say we did lots of tests and lots of simulations. We've spent like big budgets in Saudi Arabia, and all out of a sudden, all the bookings that we were receiving were from Saudi Arabia. And then we were like marketing. It depends where you're spending your money on the marketing effort and advertising effort, of course. So this is speaking about the countries. However, the people who book the most online, practically, they are people located in Dubai mainly. Why? Because lots of expats in Dubai, and they are used to book online. So this is why lots of bookings may come from Dubai when you market. And the Gulf is very, 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 very big market as well. Lots of bookings from Saudi Arabia and Kuwait, etc. But mainly for Lebanon, like we recently started to advertise in Lebanon because we were more looking into the Gulf and the Arab world. But however, like we did like our last campaign, a small campaign just to see how things would go. And Lebanon is a very, very, very promising market for the online, because the feedback that we got, the return on investment of advertising in Lebanon was much more important than return on investment that we did for Saudi Arabia or Dubai or other countries. However, the most booked destinations right now are like, as everyone knows, because we are providing products in the Middle East, and people, when they book with us as a Lebanese company, they're looking for products in the Middle East. So of course, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Lebanon, Turkey, and other countries are very, 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 very popular on our website from both B2B and mainly, of course, we're speaking here B2C.
Let's go actually into the marketing. I like the story that Travel Sheikh had about your social presence. I shared with the panelists earlier in the week some content. I think we were looking at how online sites are taking away from sort of the airline sites themselves, or perhaps the hotel sites, because they have a lot of extra content around them, potentially some user reviews. So could you tell us a little bit more about how you're reaching the customers through your social media efforts?
Luckily, we came in a time where social media is really, really affordable and is really wide available with everybody. Since day one, we really pushed the social media, Facebook especially, and Twitter, with so many competitions, with so many activities and interactions that we did with our fans. This is, as I said, was really good and efficient, because social media now, everybody is using the social media. Everybody uses the Facebook, Twitter, and all the other social media sites available. What we did is that we embedded so many of the social media tools directly into our site. So basically, after we spent about 5 months just pushing into the social media with even online ads, we are converting now those fans into competitions directly into our site. So basically, all our fans are coming daily back into our site.
Oh, so into your own property, not
Into our
within-
own property,
Okay.
yes, because we felt that keeping the fans directly on Facebook without converting them into our own site is really a loss in a way, because then they're there for the fun alone, and they're not into the actual buying and the actual trying of the service. So now we just announce about a campaign or a product on the Facebook or Twitter, and then people have to go directly to our website and interact with us directly from there.
Very interesting. Okay.
Yep.
Tariq, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to ask you to explain to the audience a bit about your social media in terms of customer service, because a few months ago we were discussing one of your case studies with a customer that didn't have a great experience, but your team caught up on it and did very well. So if you could share that with the audience.
Okay. So one thing which is very important in the travel industry is, people will talk about you. Whether as a travel agent, you're normally exposed to any inefficiencies on either your side or the supplier side also. So a flight got cancelled, hit the travel agent. My hotel was bad, hit the travel agent. Now, typically you have a lot of people who then start putting up, tweets or just put up any message out there for any of their bad experiences. And we've had two very good experiences, or two cases that we had, which were very interesting from a social media management learning point of view for us. So there was this customer who booked a flight to Malaysia with his wife for his wedding anniversary, and when he normally put in his name of his wife, he put her pet name while making the booking. So when we checked the passport copies of the wife, we said, the names don't match. We need to create a new ticket for your wife because the name doesn't match and they won't allow you to board. We did that. Unfortunately, at our end, our staff did not push the new ticket across to the customer. And so he took the two old tickets and went to the airport and said, I want to go to Malaysia. Now, the guys refused to board him because they said, this ticket does not exist in the system because we'd already cancelled it and reissued a new ticket for him. The airline staff on their end did not bother to search because they're busy. They've got hordes of people checking in at 2 o'clock in the morning, so they don't have the time to do any of that. So they said, sorry, you can't fly. And he said, it's my wedding anniversary, I need to fly, so I will buy. And he bought a new ticket at the full fare and flew. But before going, he just tweeted, Cleartrip took my money, did not give me a ticket. #fail. By morning, we had some 10,000 retweets that had come out of it. And this guy was some big blogger, which we were not aware of. And by morning, we were trending that, Cleartrip fails in terms of delivery of service. Now, when I came to office in the morning, we saw that, this is like a big thing that's happening out there. We immediately went into action. We tried to find out what exactly happened, spoke to the airline. We found out the problem that we had kind of made a small error at our end, but the customer had to pay the price for it. So we figured out where is he staying in Malaysia. We found out where he's staying. We called him up in Malaysia. We said, listen, this is the problem. This is what has happened. Whatever you paid for your flight, that extra flight money that you had paid, we're going to refund it back to you because it was not your fault. It was our error. And what we did as a gesture of goodwill, we said, listen, we know that we've kind of screwed up. Can we make it up for you? Can we upgrade you to a business class while you're returning back from your anniversary? And he was okay, and we spoke to the airline. We kind of gave him the works kind of service out there. When he came back, he was so elated by the entire experience that he retweeted this thing and said, this is how Cleartrip managed my situation and made a very negative experience of mine to a very positive experience, and now I want to tweet about it. Very soon, the media caught up on this entire thing. This guy was getting interviewed by almost every television channel in the country, and where he was talking about how Cleartrip managed this entire experience in a very good way. Now, if you look at the cost that we actually paid for this entire thing, was we refunded back his one ticket to Malaysia, and we upgraded him, which was another 40% more of the actual ticket price. But the kind of exposure that we got, the kind of goodwill that we got out of this entire experience was more than $1 million. And that helped us make this a very, very strong case for us that we keep a very, very close eye in terms of what's happening in the social media. And we respond to it. We've got a team of professionals who are actually keeping a track and responding to customer queries. We've got team that take care of customer complaints. We've got team that talk about product inefficiencies or any bug-related issues, and we respond to it very fast. And we've kept a team in-house to do this entire thing because we know our brand better. We understand the nuances of what we do and what we cannot do, and we respond to that accordingly. And do you have time? Can I speak about one more? Or?
Let's move on to technology, okay? So thank you very much. There you have it, folks, a real-life social media experience and how they solved it. I'd like to move on to the technology discussion now, and if Ali could tell us a bit more about your joint venture. I think that's quite interesting that you've set up this travel services, is it?
Yeah, travel systems.
Travel systems, that's right. So, as we've seen before, technology seems to be a very core competency that you must have in one form or another. Perhaps it's a differentiator. Tell us a bit about how you're enabling some other people who might be your competitors by providing this travel systems.
Of course. First of all, I'm going to say that technology is the most important thing in any online reservation system because the success of Hujuzat when we first started was the technology that we were able to develop back then that was a little bit superior than what was on the market. Back then, I'm saying, because the market was still rising and new softwares and systems were still being developed. So practically it is very important because at the end it is doing the whole management of the whole operation. Let's say if you don't have the right technology, you cannot make the connections and XMLs, let's say with the low-cost airlines that ClearTrip did, because they need good technology to do this, to be able to manage different airlines and different fares, etc. Same thing for hotels. If you don't have the right technology, you cannot manage different suppliers, you cannot manage different hotels, and you cannot manage different rates coming all over in the system and to be able to give them to the clients. So practically it is a very important thing, as important as the marketing or the management or any other aspect. So about the technology part where we did the joint venture, because we wanted to have more control over technology. Even if we were on very good terms with the company that was doing the development, and even if it was us as Hujuzat that we were making the development, we were like designing the system the way we want it to be, but yet we were asking for more control over the system. And it was a little bit difficult because it's outsourced to another company. And if they have other things to do, so they will have to do them first before doing our things. First of all. Second thing, because lots of clients or like partners that we deal with, they were asking to get our solution, our product. They were like, where did you get it? We want something similar. And we were unable to give them because it was very difficult to sell this system. So first of all, to have more control, and second, to be able to serve the clients or the people who are asking for our technology, we decided to create our own company, our own technical company that will serve our needs at first, and second, we'll be able to develop. It's very important because the thing that we try to do with travel systems is to develop the online business in the Middle East. Why we try to do this? Because the more players are in the game, the more people are going online in the Middle East to sell hotels, the more new companies are opening, the biggest the market is getting, and the more people will be aware of online reservations in our area, which is the Middle East, and therefore our share will become even bigger. So we're never afraid to give this technology to anyone, or like we're never afraid to make people go into the market and to compete with, let's say, Hujuzat, which is the main thing that we do is Hujuzat. So it was not very dangerous for us, first. And second, the thing is that if people will not buy from Travel Systems the product, they're going to buy it from a different company. So why not giving them our products? And we have lots of clients that are very satisfied from this thing. And the third thing is very important because it was very difficult for us when we first started to have the right software, to have the right solution that will fulfill our needs, us as based in the Middle East, as we speak different languages. And we have, our market is different than European market. It is more complicated than European market. We had more things that we wanted to do that unfortunately other systems were not conceived to do all those things. And the fourth thing that I want to say is that Hujuzat.com is fully translated to the Arabic language. When we first started, we were the first online reservation system, hotel provider, let's say, but because we started with hotels, that was dedicated for the Middle East, that had the English language, of course, on the homepage, but we had like a team of like 10 translators who are like working all the time to translate all the content to the Arabic language. So practically the content is translated to the Arabic language and the whole website is translated to the Arabic language. So when we first started, we were the first to do this in Arabic. And the solution that we provide as well, they are translated to the Arabic language, some parts of them. So the language is a barrier that we're able to cut using travel systems for people who want to enter the market, and as well for us as Hujuzat to be able to provide our products in the language that most Arabs, all Arabs speak, and they are more, even if they speak English, like we know from our experience, our website is in both English and Arabic. So our clients do speak English because like when we talk to them, but they make the booking in the Arabic language because they are more familiar, they feel more comfortable like to make the booking in Arabic rather than to do it in English. Just like for us maybe, or for someone like who speaks English and French, he would prefer to make it in English because he's more comfortable than doing it in French. So yeah, the language is very, very important thing that we were able to do.
Okay, thanks very much. Hani, if you could also explain how you're enabling some of those offline travel agents in the remote, exotic places in the Middle East and beyond to enter into the online world.
Absolutely. But first, I'm going to talk about the technology as a technology. When we started to think about going online or having a travel system, we had one thing only in our head. We needed to have one interface where our staff and our clients can book all their travel services from this one-stop shop. We didn't like to go from one place to another as an offline company. So we wanted really to push everybody just to use our interface and book their flights, their hotels, their trains, their packages, their cruises, their everything, whatever you need has to be in one-stop shop. So we couldn't build our own. We're unfortunately not as big as both guys here. So we had to buy a ready-made solution. However, we asked to develop some of the features of that solution and customize it in order to match our need exactly and to match the way we do business in the Middle East, because as Eli said, it's a bit different than how they do it in India or how it's done in Europe, for example. Once we got this, we said, okay guys, let's concentrate only on travel, on what we know and what we do best. Let's only concentrate on this and let's leave the technical aspect to those people who can do it. Once we had our solution, the first thing we did, because we're, as I said, we're a smaller company, we are not that known outside of Jordan, so we had to go, we went into a very dangerous remote area, let's say. We started our big business in Iraq, and we started distributing our solution as a B2B in the Iraqi market, where there's about 900 travel agents with no system whatsoever and with no links to any supplier in the world. So what we did is that we went door to door, and we gave our system, our access to those travel agents, small travel agents in Iraq. We became very successful over there. Then the step after that, we started to go to other remote areas. Now we are in Iraq, we are in Libya, we are in Afghanistan, we're gonna go to Iran if everything goes well. and later on, we'll hit all these remote areas step by step. Of course, we do have travel agents linked to us in other areas, and we have some agents in Lebanon, in Syria, in Egypt, in Dubai, and in Jordan, of course. So basically, what we did, knowing again that the online, the B2C, as B2C, is still mature, is still young in the Middle East, and we will not be able to live on a B2C model, okay, in terms of cost, in terms of profits and losses. I mean, after all, we're doing business. We want to do business, we want to do profits. So we empowered our B2B, and we worked hard on our B2B in order to reach the point where our B2C will stay alive until it is feasible really to make money and to make big volumes.
I want to say something about the B2B and B2C exactly, because like because we were like a normal offline travel agent, and our competitor used to be the travel agent that is located next to us. It cannot be a travel agent in Egypt that we're gonna make competition with on the clients. However, when we're speaking an online environment, our competitors can be a travel agent in India, a travel agent in Los Angeles, or a travel agent anywhere in the world. So when we're speaking B2C, the competition is very fierce and lots of companies can compete with you. This is not speaking about the big companies such as Booking.com, Expedia, or others that are already that do exist in the market. Therefore, it's gonna be always the same. B2C because like you're gonna be making lots of competition with a lot of people. However, what is very important on the B2C when thinking about working B2C on the travel is to take a niche market. It's like, let's say, when we first started, we wanted to focus on the Middle East as us because we could not like go and sell in United States where lots of companies work online. So for us, like 5-6 years ago, the Middle East was like a niche market. However, now the Middle East is a big market where like everyone is selling in the Middle East. So people should think about taking niche markets and to concentrate on like a segment and to sell it for the B2C and be able to make profit because like the competition is incredible and you're competing with everyone. People can in 1 second check the rate on your website and like just like 30 seconds later they would be on another website checking rates and on the third website checking rates. So, and I would like to add one thing, the rate is no longer the issue because like, as we all know, I hope like lots of people are from the travel industry, hotels apply specific rates for the online. So the hotel that should exist on website A, it is the same on website B and the same on website C. Same for the flights as well. It's very hard to make the difference the difference to make it in the rates. So practically it would be where people are more comfortable to book. So especially the B2C, like if they're comfortable to book with your website, maybe because like they see themselves on your website, you have services, you show trust. I'm not sure about like different people would have different things that would be interested in, but it's very important to focus on niche markets when speaking B2C and not like just to go like wide for everyone because you cannot, we need the B2B for us and the same for you to survive and to make most of our business. Like I'd easily say like 80 to 90% from our business is B2B. Like we work with 2,000 travel agents located in the area. So this is what generates the biggest money for us. And for the B2C is just like 20% of our revenue comes from the B2C because of the competition.
Okay, thank you very much. So we have approximately 10 minutes left. It's gone very quickly. I'd like to get the audience to ask some questions. Anyone have any questions they'd like to kick off with?
Thank you very much for the good panel today. My question, what are the opportunities which is not related to the front line, like having a website, people book? What other opportunities that people can work on it, which is could be in the offline business, helping you to serve your customer better, that other people can work today to compete with Booking.com or with other big sites, something that people think it is not that much interesting. So from us as an investor, we need to understand from your experience, where do you see the lack or the shortage in somewhere that could be an opportunity to start a business that help you to sell more or to achieve more?
Thank you for the question. Actually, you're talking about the Middle East in particular, right? And, the biggest challenge in the Middle East now, I can say, for the OTAs is the payment gateway. Until now, there's no efficient payment gateway available in the Middle East, efficient in terms of rates of credit cards payments. Okay, this is one thing that is something that has to go hand in hand with any online, actually, not in particular the travel, but precisely with the travel, because we work in very limited margins. Our margins are really small. So we need, and this is what is really needed, and everybody needs it, I think here, who knows about what I'm talking about, we need this kind of business from investors or from suppliers.
Okay.
Oh, so practically the question was about the opportunities of yourself as a travel agent, as normal travel agent, or as for any travel agent to go online. So where to find the opportunity in this for someone? Was it this one? Did I get it right?
The idea is that you are doing a service, and I am sure that you will depend on other people to collect, like maybe there is an opportunity small hotels or the 2-star, 3-star hotel, get them connected to you. And then you can offer the service and like, let's say in the north of Saudi Arabia, you cannot serve, but there is some people struggling to that direction. So this is an offline business. We are not dealing with the end user, but we are serving you to serve the end user. So this is the question, what are the opportunities in this industry that can help? That if we will focus, there is a lot of luck.
Well, of course, we are connected directly through other wholesalers, through big wholesalers. We have also our direct contracts directly with the hotels in so many areas. And in and actually the majority of our content for us, as an example, comes from our offline partners. So if you have a travel agent, let's say in the north of Saudi Arabia, and you want to connect the hotels over there, which are 2-3 stars hotels, you can prepare like a tariff rates for these hotels and an agreement with them, okay, and supply it to us where we can upload it as an offline content, okay, and start selling it to our clients directly from our online portals.
Just a quick one. There's a lot of talk lately about how the choice of your friends influence everything you buy. And a lot of industries are moving towards something we call an affiliate marketing structure, where they allow consumers to sell on their behalf and they make a small margin on it. Let's say you're blogging about something and you put a personalized link with your own website and you make money off of it. Not as an agent, as an individual. How viable is this in the travel industry? How can I, for example, let's say I've been to Phuket through one of your websites, had a great experience there, and then I get a link through one of your websites and I share it on my blog and I make money out of it. This way you can find different sources of income to actually come in. And it can work on a CPA model where you only pay me based on an acquisition that comes in. How viable is this in the travel industry?
It's very viable. We do have white labels, something called white label, where we can give you our engine as Travel Sheikh, and you can brand your website or your online travel under your name or under any individual name. We will do all the operation. We do all the operation. We handle all the clients. We handle everything, and you get a cut out of it. Okay, this is the only thing viable. However, we are not ready. I don't think any of us will be ready to do this for individual people. I mean, we can do it for big corporates, for example. We're gonna go into now white labels with some banks in Saudi Arabia and in Jordan. We're doing this, so it has to be really a feasible traffic generating portal. Right.
Can I answer that? I think, yeah, so exactly, you know, what you said is exactly what affiliate marketing is all about at the end of the day. And I think this is one of the very big influencers in the regions, especially people who manage forums, people who manage blogs, people who've got a lot of followers on their Twitter or Facebook handle. We have built some kind of an affiliate program, which we've been using it on a trial basis in India, and we've seen that to work very effectively. It is basically a cookie-based thing, which when somebody comes into the site with your cookie in that, we track it to the end, and once the transaction is completed, we have a commercial agreement with that, and we pay you after that. So it's mainly on a CPA. What you said is absolutely right. It works on a cookie-based thing, works on a CPA level, and we work with multiple affiliates on that for generating qualified traffic onto the site. Because it's not just about traffic, it's about getting qualified traffic so that your conversions are better in that case.
Actually, I would like to say that the same for us, like we have like a blog. Someone who like has a blog, he did the affiliate with us because it's a very easy thing to do. You just register and you take the link and you put it on the website with the banner, and people, you can be able to generate traffic to our website and you get reservations. A blogger, like on a blog, which is when he first registered, I was not sure that he's gonna be able to make reservations. And in 1 year, like back in 2011, he had like around 57 reservations that we got from this blogger, to our website. And it was incredible for me because I was not sure that it's gonna be that important. But the factor that played here is that it was a blog about travel. So people who are visiting his blog, they are people interested to know stories about travel, or maybe they travel or they want to travel even. So practically this is why the generated lots of reservations from his website, and he got paid for his commission for the reservations that he got. It's very, very important. 70% of Amazon's booking, Amazon's sales are via affiliates and white labels. This is something else, but this is in the e-commerce thing. It's very important.
Great.
I would like to ask Hani Dahlan a question. What makes Travel Sheikh different than Hujuzat or different than ClearTrip.com?
Sorry, Eli. No, well, Hujuzat is of course, comes from a very well-established company. They started Hujuzat long before we started our project. The only difference here, the name. Well, the services that we provide. Hujuzat, they provide, as Mr. Eli said, they provide hotels, they provide transfers and tours. Okay, while in our system, our main service that we provide is the airline. And this is really crucial because whenever you want to fly, to travel anywhere, the first thing you think about is the flight. Okay, this comes before the hotel, before the tours, before anything else. So basically, as I said before, we had to bring a solution that can have all the services in one-stop shop. Therefore, we have the flights, we have extra than what Hujuzat has. We have our flights, we have our rent-a-car, we have our packages, ready-made packages. Very soon, hopefully, we're gonna introduce our train services and cruises. That's right.
I'd just like to supplement that by saying at lunch they were already working out how to work together.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of collaboration going on the table, which I think they can fill you in afterwards. Could we have the microphone just...
We actually, I'm going to elaborate on this too. Okay. And as Elise said, we want everybody to go online because this is the only way to make it a trend for all the clients that we are targeting, okay? So we can make all profits. This is why we all work together, actually. You could buy the content that is contracted by ClearTrip, for example. You could buy it from Travel Sheikh without knowing it's coming from ClearTrip, or from Hujuzat the same. Or you can buy from them what contents I have.
Hi, my question goes for each of you. And which marketing channel do you find it most effective to get first-time users or new users, not existing users, but first-time users of your service? Thank you.
It's very good. It's not about the channel itself. It's about the interaction. A lot of travel agencies or airlines, they have their own channels. They have Facebook, let's say. Now I have to say it's Facebook, okay, bluntly, okay? But so many people have their own Facebook page, okay? They're not interactive with their fans. They don't do any special things with their fans, okay? Therefore, okay, they have 100,000 fans, okay? But these fans are fans, okay? They don't really materialize into actual business, okay? The thing is that now with the social media easily in hand, all right? You have to convert these fans into clients. And the only way to do it is to interact with them. We do so many campaigns. We do daily campaigns. We do monthly campaigns. We have our own team that manage the social media. We have so many things that we do on the social media, but only to convert those fans into our website.
It's very, very, very interesting because lots of if you want to generate traffic to the website, the online channel is the best one because sometimes it can be very cheap and it just you put a Google campaign on Google AdWords and after half an hour you start getting lots of traffic to the website. However, if you want, based on our experience in the market, of course I'm saying to generate sales for new customers who never booked with you or maybe even never booked online. So the offline channels for us were very effective because they were able to generate trust between our company and the customers when we advertising in a newspaper or TV or radio or press or anything. Excuse me. It was very important to generate trust and to convert those people who just knew about us from an offline channel to visit the website and even make a call or send a request or eventually make a reservation. So it depends on what do you want. For traffic, for travel, I think it's very important the online. And at least in our market, because it's still a virgin market and people are don't yet have the trust to book and pay online, pay by credit card. So you have to show that we exist offline as well. Once we can show them this, they feel more comfortable and secure and they can move to the other part.
Tariq, could you just end that with some of your stats on your recent print
And
campaign?
also, I would like to ask also, what about for mobile applications of this service?
Yeah, we can answer, of course, but just to say that it is important as well, but still just like rising right now. I cannot tell about the figures right now of the reservations coming from mobile. We just launched our mobile version, and I'm not sure. Like you can say, like in the Western countries, that lots of reservations come from mobile, etc. But for us, like it's very hard for us right now to be able to get reservations on the web because of the trust. Lots of calls we receive. Is it okay? Can we give them credit cards, etc. So I'm still afraid right now to get reservations on the mobile because like it's just let us just let the first step succeed and then we move to the mobile for our clients. This is the way I see it. Maybe when the online is going to rise faster than the offline, than the web. Maybe. I'm not sure about it. In our market.
Actually, I have to elaborate here. I think mobile will overtake the online, the internet, the normal internet. So with the time, it could be that the mobile application will exceed the number of bookings on mobile application will exceed actually the actual bookings that are coming from the internet as a normal, or the normal PC.
Okay. Do you want to share your print stats perhaps, and then also talk just a final amount about your mobile, and then we'll have to close the session.
So to go back to your question about which is the most effective channel for getting first-time users, being a new brand, our experience has been that Google has been the best source for getting the first-time users. I think it is that is where all the online consumers are at most of the time. And if you look at the behavior of customers, even if you know the name of the site, you typically open up Google first and you type it in the Google search box saying this is where I want to go, and then click on the link that comes in spite of a lot of people knowing which site they want to go to. So SEM by far has been the most effective for us in terms of getting qualified traffic onto our site. Affiliate marketing has been the second most effective in that sense because you get a lot more qualified traffic onto the site. In order to build the trust, like what Ali said, that you need to build that trust with people, and that's where you want to use some kind of traditional media to just say that, listen, I am not just a figment of anybody's imagination, I really exist in this market. Print campaigns or television campaigns or radio campaigns become a good support, but they cannot be your main focus in terms of building your brand out here, because that's where what we call the traditional media as a spray and pray, that you spray to everybody and you pray somebody's going to see it and come onto your site.
Okay. All right then. I think we're going to have to wrap up because we slightly run over. I know there's probably some more questions, but I'm sure the panelists will be happy to interact with you afterwards. So thank you very much. That's the... Sorry? There's one... Okay, one final question.
Just... actually, my question is, could we know more information about how do you settle payments with the travel agents? Do you do that like every month or every 2 weeks? And do you face some difficulties doing that? Is it like the IATA, like the BSP, like every 2 weeks or 1 month? Do you get any bank guarantee or from the travel agents, and you can just give sort of credit facility to them?
No, actually, Nidal, thank you for the question. What we did was really hard because we are strictly on prepayment. We do not accept credit from, this is on the B2B side. First, we work, as I said earlier, we work in remote areas. We don't have really big clients in Jordan or let's say in Lebanon or in the normal countries where banking system is available and so on. Most of our clients are actually in Iraq. Second would be in Libya, and third is between Tunis, Morocco, and some other sort of countries that payments are an issue really, okay? So since day one, when we started, we only work on prepayments. No, B2C is on credit card purely. We don't even offer the cash on the delivery thing, which is very popular in the Middle East, because our main idea is to shift the people into the online payment directly. We don't want to give them any options. It's either you pay by credit card or it will not happen.
Can I just add one thing?
Sorry. It is a very big issue, of course.
Can I moderate a little bit? I'm really sorry to cut you off. There is actually, I believe, an e-commerce for hotels session in the stream, so I think that might answer some more people's questions about payment gateways. So if we could just end it here, because I know the next session is due to come on. Thank you very much for attending. It's been a lovely panel. Thank you very much, panelists.